Let's dive right into this explainer, where we're going to unpack the fascinating origins behind the Black Stone. If you've ever seen footage of the Great Pilgrimage to Mecca, you have undoubtedly seen this massive, awe-inspiring sea of humanity circling a large, black, cube-like structure. But nestled into one specific corner of that structure is a focal point with a deeply profound history. Today we're going to examine exactly where this sacred stone came from, relying on historical and religious texts to understand why exactly it commands such incredible reverence. Picture this for a second. It's sunrise at the Holy Kaaba. Worshippers are gathered, and resting quietly in its corner is a sacred stone honored by millions of Muslims. The morning sun illuminates this singular point in the courtyard, and the scale of this is just wild. Every single day, year after year, century after century, millions of people from literally every corner of the globe converge right here. To truly grasp its significance, though, we need to look past that beautiful morning light and understand its actual functional and spiritual purpose. Part 1. The Stone in the Kaaba, a sacred marker. So, we'll begin our journey by looking at the stone's physical placement. It isn't just placed there arbitrarily. Its location is highly specific. Let's talk about Tawaf. That's the ritual of circling the Kaaba, and the black stone serves as its starting marker. Imagine you're in a crowd of tens of thousands of people, all moving in this massive circular flow. How in the world do you know where your circuit begins and ends? Well, the black stone serves as that crucial, highly visible anchor. Every single rotation strictly begins and concludes in alignment with this stone. It's honestly a brilliant example of a physical object serving a highly practical yet deeply spiritual organizing function for the masses. Section 2. Origins, Ibrahim and Ismail. Now, we know what the stone does today, but where did this practice actually start? Islamic tradition breaks this down into 3 distinct eras. First up, the era of Ibrahim. Tradition tells us that Prophet Ibrahim, a hugely revered figure across multiple faiths, and his son Ismail physically rebuilt the Kaaba by Allah's command. Then, we move to the era of placement. The black stone is set into the corner as a marker during this ancient reconstruction. It wasn't an afterthought, it was intentional. And that direct line brings us to the present day, where millions of Muslims continue to honor it. It is literally a continuous, unbroken chain of tradition spanning thousands of years. Section 3. The prophetic example. Actionable traditions. Fast forward a bit in history, and we reach the era of the Prophet Muhammad. The foundation was laid by Abraham, sure, but the precise way the stone is interacted with today comes directly from the Prophet Muhammad's example. Step 1. Reach and kiss the black stone. He kissed the stone as a sign of deep respect. But, and this is a really fascinating detail, Step 2. If unable to reach it, simply point toward it. It perfectly balances deep devotion with profound accessibility. Knowing that millions of people couldn't possibly all touch a single stone at once safely, the tradition includes this practical alternative. Pointing from a distance carries the exact same spiritual weight, which keeps the ritual orderly and accessible for everyone. Section 4. A symbol, not a power. The core theology. Okay, so here is the absolute crucial why behind all of this. When outsiders see millions of people striving to point at or kiss a stone, it can easily be misunderstood. On one side, it is honored as a symbol of devotion and to follow the Prophet's example. But on the flip side, and this is central to Islamic monotheism, the stone itself has no divine power, zero. The devotion isn't directed at the rock. It's in the act of obeying and mirroring historical actions. It can't grant wishes, it can't alter destiny. The reverence is strictly for the legacy the object represents, not the material itself. Section 5. Connecting generations, a legacy of believers. Let's connect all this back to what you see today. Pilgrims making Tawaf with tears and prayers. When you strip away any notion of supernatural powers, you're left with human connection and historical continuity. Look at what it actually does. It reminds believers of faith. It reminds believers of obedience, aligning oneself with a divine command, just like Abraham did. It represents the incredibly rich history of the Kaaba. And finally, it connects generations of Muslims. When a worshiper points to that stone today, they're participating in the exact same motion at the exact same geographic marker as countless believers have done for centuries before them. After exploring all the grand history, the intricate rituals, and the deep theology, it really all distills down to a simple, quiet yearning. Believers just want to experience this profound connection firsthand. It's captured perfectly in this common prayer. May Allah grant us all the blessing of visiting His sacred house. Ameen. It's just a remarkably serene way to look at it. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you pondering this final thought. How does a single stone connect generations of faith, obedience, and history? We've seen how it started as an architectural necessity, became a codified tradition, and stands today as a powerful, non-divine symbol of pure devotion. It is a remarkable testament to how a single point in space can anchor the faith of generations. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and keep questioning the history behind the world around us.